Hey everybody, Bill D here, and I have the Wham Bam flex plates here. I have two sets in here. There's one for my CR10 and another one for my Ender 3. What I'm going to do is I actually have a spare CR10 build plate because I had a problem. I was worried about the warp on my build plate that's currently on my CR10, so I ordered another plate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the Wham Bam flex system to my CR10 build plate. So that's the current plan. Then I can just swap out the build plate and it'll be all done. So let's get started. Let's open up the Wham Bam box. The build plate's in this box. I'm going to take it out of the box and toss it off to the side somewhere. And we'll open up this Wham Bam box here. That's the way to open it. Looks like from this side over here, maybe. Grab my knife. Grab my knife here, and we'll see if I can cut this box open. Probably would have been better to open it from here, huh? And then I'll see there's a flap here. Of course, that flap is glued on really tight. Get my fingers under this thing. Wow. Can't even get a good grip on it. Alright. Definitely a tough set of glue they used on here. So I know that the Wham Bam plates are designed in Florida, but I believe, and I may be wrong on this, but I believe they're manufactured in China. To be exact, I think they come from, I believe this is shipped out of Shanghai, if I'm correct. And what I saw for shipping when this was being sent to me. Wow, okay, fine. Cut it like that to get out of this thing. I've seen it. But it doesn't really want to peel away the way I would like it to. Sometimes things don't always work like you'd like them to work. That's a little better. There. Almost got it. Alright, so now I got all that packing material. And that's inside of the flex plates. Now I can cut those apart. Got the stretch wrap stuff they use to pack it. There's some other things that are going on while I'm doing this. We can talk about other things. As some of you know, I am, or was, or still am, trying to organize SRF, S-R-R-F. So this is, it looks like this will be the Ender 3 one. And then the other one will be my, yeah, will be my CR10. Okay, there's my Ender 3, which I'll put away to do later. I don't have a spare build plate for that one. Cardboard out of the way here. Let's look inside the package. So it's in like an envelope as well. Fairly well packed system here. Pull it up. There's my, there it says right there on the plate, Wham Bam. Thank you, ma'am. So it looks like there's two plates in here. A sticker of I guess PEI, I'm not sure, and then another plate, and the another feels like PEI again, or whatever material they're using to put on their plates, and then the magnetic sheet. So, and as you can see, it says on the magnetic sheet, even right here it says Wham Bam. And these are 3M sheets. I don't want to scratch them all up, so I'm going to set these kind of off to the side because that's kind of like the last thing we're going to do. So those will go over here off to the side. Maybe I'll put them back in the envelope so they don't get all scuffed and scratched. This goes back in this envelope. And let's see, I don't need that right now. That can go back in the envelope as well. Now I know they provided shims, which I think they did right here, shims, and a direction sheet. So these will be the shims that will go on between the build plate and the, I think between the build plate and the magnet is what I'm thinking. That's my guess. So right here it says remove any plastic or glass build surfaces from your heated bed. Well, there's nothing on this heated bed. This is a clean slate bed. It should have nothing at all on it other than the heater on one side and a blank aluminum sheet on the other side. I guess the only problem I may have is that the screws that will hold the plate on will be covered by this magnet. So maybe what I'm going to need to do is maybe put some holes through this magnetic sheet so that it fits and leaves me the openings to put the screws through. But I don't want to take apart my printer right now and do this. I just want to get this on here and see how it goes. So that's the plan. So I think that's what's going to end up happening is I'm going to end up putting some holes through the magnet where the screw holes are on here. May not be the way they like to do it, but that's what I'm going to do. And then of course also in this bag that had the shims, they have stickers, Wham Bam stickers. On the CR10 and the Ender 3, there is no place to put the stickers on the printers, so it'll go on my wall of stickers over here, which I don't know, which I can show you, which is over there on the wall. You can see that whiteboard thing over there. It's a magnetic board. It's got all the stickers for different people, vendors, whatever, sitting over there on that whiteboard. You can see JT's picture, one over there, and a few others. So that will go up there with, this will go up there with the others. And put my camera back on me. Okay, I got my other camera over here, which is the one that's actually looking at what we're working on. And this one is more of a camera I can move around, or it's focused on me most of the time. And that's the way we're currently going to work. So we remove everything. We already did that. Your surface should be completely clean, smooth, and flat. Check for flatness by using a good quality steel ruler edge. Lay in every direction against the bed with eyes at the same level at the top surface and see if there are any gaps between the ruler and the heated bed. As you'll be covering your full bed surface and possibly bed leveling screws, you may want to take time to lock your screws in place using a counter nut or Loctite thread locker. Well, I'm going to cheat, like I said, because I'm going to be removing this. And Wham Bam may not like that, but it shouldn't affect the magnetic holding of the build plate onto the plate by putting these 4 holes through the magnetic sheet. So, like I said, that's my plan. It may not be the best plan in the world, but that's what I'm going to do. Like I said, you got plenty of magnetic space here for gripping the plates, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. Since this is the back of the build plate, I am actually going to put the Wham Bam so that when you're looking at it, it will say Wham Bam, you can read it. It'll actually be like this, and the Wham Bam name here. And it's up, right side up. I don't know if you can see Wham Bam on here with reflection. And I'm going to add a little more light in here. Add a bit more light in my room here. So that's where we are. Build plates here, that's there. I may wipe this down with some alcohol before I actually apply the magnetic sheet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this on here and I'm going to flip the whole thing over. I'm going to get it kind of lined up in position with where I want it to be. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to mark the 4 holes so that I can cut them through the magnetic sheet. So let me find my fine tip Sharpie marker here, and I will mark that one and that one. Doesn't seem like this is writing very well. Oh, it's dead. Okay, dead pen. I could buy some more, another blue fine tip Sharpie. I have my blue fine tip Sharpie. Let's see if this one works. Yes, that one works. Okay, so mark that one, mark that one, mark this one, and we'll mark. This is a little harder because there's a. Nope, not a problem. Got it. Had a little bit of Kapton tape over the hole, but it was already punched through. Okay, so I've marked all 4 spots on my magnetic sheet. So now it's just put the holes through it. So the best way to do this is probably for me to just take a drill and drill a hole through it. So I need to go grab my drill. So while I go grab my drill to do this, I am going to stop recording and go grab my drill. And then after that we'll come back and we'll level, make sure this build plate, in fact let's do that now, before I do this, before I do the rest. We'll do this now. I have my build plate here. I have a nice steel rule here. This is, it's general, it's a steel rule. Should be pretty flat. Looking at this, I don't really see any gaps here on this so far. It actually looks really good. I don't know if you got. Wow. Yeah, this plate looks really, really flat. I'm really surprised at how flat this plate is, because my other plate was so bad. I had such a hard time leveling it. So I don't see anything out of flatness on this. This looks really great. I'm glad I bought another build plate, because I know my other one was not flat. I've had nothing but troubles trying to keep print. I end up with like a high spot in the middle or a low spot in the middle or something like that, where it's got like a dip in it. And I'm always having to put. What I ended up doing is I actually placed something underneath the middle of the build plate, like a couple of sheets of paper to raise it up when I put my other magnetic plates on that I have. I have, what is the other one? Build Tax magnetic plate? I think that's what I have. But you know, I'm going to try different things, so that's why I went with Wham Bam. Everybody's giving it good reviews, and so I thought, well, why not give it a try, right? So that's where I'm at. I'm going to break here. We'll come back after I get my drill so I can drill the holes in this, and you can watch me drill my little holes through here. I'll actually take the other build plate with me so I can actually get the same diameter as the holes that are in the plate already. Okay, so that's a good break point, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, we're back. I actually brought my bits up here with me. I didn't take my plate down to the garage and get it, so I just brought all my bits with me. These are my bit sets. These are Milwaukee bits. They're titanium coated. So what we'll do is we'll find a bit that is very close to the same diameter, like that one right there, as the holes in the build plate. So here's the build plate, here's the holes. I just put this bit through, there's almost no gap. So this is the drill we're going to use. And then I'll put in my drill and lock it in, and we'll come in and we'll drill a hole here through the build plate. Just like that. I'll clean that up with my knife there, so I can tell it didn't come out smooth. So I'll clean that up a little bit with my knife here. There, not too bad. It's going to stick everywhere because it's magnet coming up against a magnet. So that gets one hole there. We'll do the same thing here. Oh, I just think about this. I gotta change that. That has to be bigger because the heads of the screws are going to have to fit through. So it actually needs to be bigger than that. So that ain't going to be big enough for the heads of the screws. So let me see. Might be one. It's going to definitely be one of these bigger ones here. Probably like this guy here will probably do the job. Yeah, this should do the job. So what would work better is if I grabbed a block of wood and drilled through into a block of wood, because then that will give me some backing to drill into and make a cleaner hole. I'll just use this cardboard maybe that'll work. Try it with cardboard and see what happens. That'll give me something to push through besides the magnetic sheet. And we'll line that up. That'll drill. So maybe that'll make a cleaner exit hole, which it did. Very nice. Nice clean exit hole there. And we'll do the same thing. There's an empty box so that we aren't worried about damaging anything here. And we'll repeat the process on another spot here. You see my magnet's sticking to the magnet here. So we'll drill another one here. And we'll do another one on the other corner here. That's got that one. And then we just have this one to drill out larger. And that has all that. Alright, so now we got 4 holes, nope, 3 holes, just one more hole to do. 3rd hole, 4th hole here. There. Nice clean shavings there of magnet. And now I got all 4 holes drilled in my sheet. I'll clean this all off. Got my trash can right here under my table so that I have easy access to it. Okay, so we got all that. Get all these shavings out of my way so that clinging to my plate as I'm trying to work with it. That all goes in the trash. Let me grab a paper towel here. Make sure I get a good wipe down of everything here with the paper towel. I don't care if it gets on the floor. I'll vacuum the floor later. Alright, so we've got all that. This wiped off. That wiped off. Got my knife on the floor. Alright, so I've got that all cleaned off. Alright, because we know we have a nice build plate right here that's level. So I've gone through and checked every angle I can come up with. We're pretty well covered as far as that goes. So we're ready actually to install the magnetic sheet on here. I don't know if I can show you a good angle of this or not, and with the ruler on it, kind of get you a good view of that. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's no gap under there at all. And I did the same thing all the way around, moved it back and forth across the plate, went both directions here, did an X angle, and I don't see any gap under it in X angle either. And going across it, I still don't see any gaps. So this looks like a really flat plate. I'm really happy with that. Even though I have all the shim material here, is obviously I don't need it. So, what's next? Well, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to throw away that towel, because it has whatever debris or whatever was on it before. I am actually going to take some alcohol, right here, alcohol. This is stuff I bought at Sam's Club. Let's see, it's 91% isopropyl alcohol. So I will use that, and I am going to take another clean paper towel, and I'm going to put some alcohol on my paper towel, and I am going to wipe down this plate just to remove any oils from me touching the plate. And of course I end up with alcohol on my hands when I'm doing this as well, which clean the alcohol off of my hand, or clean the oils off of my hand. So here we are, like cleaning the plate here, getting that all set. I just moved my camera back a little bit just to give me a little more extra room here. It's on the surface where I'm working, and we'll get it all nice and clean of any body oil. And I'll wipe my hands off with this alcohol too, to remove the alcohol, any oils on my hands while I'm handling the magnetic sheet. So that should be ready to go. This will go in my waste. And now the way I do this, I don't know if that's the way everybody else does it. The way I do it is I will kind of get it lined up to start. And peel and press as I go. So I'll start off with one side over here. In my case, there's the back. I wanted to have Wham Bam come up right side up, so I want to start like this. And I'm going to line this up over here on the edge, as close as I can get it to the edge. And I'll start pressing that side down because I've already got the sheet peeled away. I'm crooked, so I'll pull that back off. Gotta make sure you get it straight. That's the other part of the whole deal here. Everything needs to be straight. We'll get that lined up again. We'll press that down. And then we're going to lift this up, and I'm going to peel back some more of the paper. And press it down, pull it back, press it down, pull it back, press it down, pull it back. Just keep pulling and pressing as I go, and that keeps it so that it fits nice and flat and flush. And reduces air pockets underneath the magnetic sheet. Pull it back. And there we go. Alright, so now I got the magnetic surface on here. You can see that it's on here. I have all 4 holes drilled so I can mount it to my printer when I'm done. And you can see the case just comes out the back. And I don't know if you can read the Wham Bam. Yeah, you can. There's the Wham Bam right there. It's right side up, coming off the back. So when you look at the front of the printer looking at it, you'll be able to read the Wham Bam on there as well. And that is the end of the magnetic sheet. And then the next thing would be to put the actual build plate on. which I have right here in the envelope. Now we can take one of these build plates. I'm going to pull one out. And right on the front of it too, it also says Wham Bam, I believe. Yep. So if I put it on the same way, it should just go on like this. And you heard it just snap down. So get it lined up first. And then let it snap down. And not perfectly straight on my alignment here, but good enough that it will, you know, it'd be easier when it's on the printer because I have more weight on the printer to keep things lined up. Anyway, so there we go. There it is on there. Does not have any coating on this right now. It's just the spring steel flex plate. You know, we could go through if we wanted to and run the ruler across it again to show that it's still flat, but it should be. There shouldn't be any difference here because I can't put any, I could put shims underneath this, but that's not what you're designed to do. And I don't see my ruler now. Okay, let me put this away. Put my drill bit away. That was a 1/4 inch drill bit that I used to drill those holes. Lock that up. Throw that out of the way for the moment. The shims I obviously really don't need right now. Oh, there's my... So yeah, this is still the same. It's nice and flat. I don't see any gaps under it. This looks really good. So we're okay there. So now it's just repeating the process we did where we stuck the magnetic sheet down with whatever the material is, whether it's PEI or whatever the sticker that they provided is. I got two of them because there's two plates. Oh, PEX. This one's PEX. What's the other one say? Are they both PEX? Yeah, they're both PEX. Okay, so PEX is the surface. There's two plates in here. So both of them will get a PEX sheet on them. And basically we're just going to repeat what we just did. Oh, so the PEX has a plastic sheet over it. So it does say Wham Bam on it, so it's going to go on just like this. I'll be putting it on the same way I did the magnetic sheet. I will start by peeling it off, lining it up, and go from there. Okay, so let's get started with applying this PEX sheet onto here. Change this camera up a little bit so because I'm closer than I was when we started. That's better. Okay, so you can see from the other camera the work that we're doing. That's what we're doing here. And then this one's the one that's focused on me. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start by peeling off the bottom sheet here at a corner. It's the same way I did it on the magnetic sheet. It'd be nice if they'd done the same thing like they've done the front, where they got it covered with a piece of plastic on the front. So I could easily peel off this paper on the back of it. Something to keep in mind for later, they should do that. Okay, so I got started. Fairly thick sheet, obviously. You can see it's pretty thick. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's fairly thick sheeting. Okay, so we're going to do that. Again, I'm going to do it the same way I did the other one. I'm going to peel it from here in this direction, just like I did the other magnetic sheet. I'll fold this back so it's out of the way. We'll be laying this down on here. I don't want to press it down yet because I want to make sure everything is lined up along at least one of the other edges to keep it somewhat square. And we'll get that lined up, and then we'll begin pressing it down. No, that didn't line up right. So see, that's why I do it the way I do it. I have a way of doing it. I'll get it on the metal sheet square. And that should be pretty square right there. That should be square there. And we'll press this down like that. And then we'll lift up like this, and we'll grab the paper and we'll peel it back some more. And then we'll press this along this edge just like this. And just keep working it back as we go. This helps prevent any air from getting underneath it. And then we'll just peel some more paper back. And we'll continue pressing it as we go. And pull it back again. And again. And that makes it really nice. I could push it down with a, like this thing here, and make it, but then I'm maybe it'll gouge into the surface, and I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do that. I mean, I'm getting it pressed down really good just by using my thumb to push it across. It's not going to move anywhere. It's not really leaving any big air bubbles under it. And just keep working it across until we have it completely done here. I'm being a little more careful with this because this is the actual surface that we will be building on or printing on, and we'll make it so that, you know, get it as smooth as we can have it and apply it as well as we can apply it. Oh, okay. I was wondering what that was there for a minute. Oh, I forgot. There's that plastic sheeting on top. So it wouldn't matter if I'd used that my plastic spatula. So this is a spatula I use for removing stuff when it sticks to my what's that sheet called on my resin printer anyway, FEP. So this is how I remove the print that sticks to the FEP when I have a failed print on my SLA printer. You know, I don't like using anything metal on that because it can easily dig in and gouge or scratch the FEP film. And that's not something you want to have happen with your FEP, is have a big scratch or gouge in it, because then you end up with crap prints and you got to replace your FEP sheet. I'd rather not do that if I don't have to. We're almost done. Almost to the end. Down that end. Pull off the last bit. And still working the same way that I've been working and pushing this down so that I don't do anything differently. And there we go. We now have our Wham Bam with the flexible sheet. I'm going to leave this plastic sheeting on here to keep the surface protected until I put it on my CR10. And my CR10 is down in my workshop in the garage, which is where most of my stuff is at now. The only thing I have up here in my office upstairs is obviously my cameras, my computers. I have my resin printer here because that's what I've been working with lately in working out. I had to replace the display on it because the display went bad on it. And there was a bad area in the display that was causing it to expose the whole middle part, so I couldn't get any good prints out of it at all. I hope that's not a continuing issue with this printer, because that would suck, because, you know, get 25, 30 prints out of a printer and then you got to replace the display isn't going to work out. So I don't know if anybody else has had that problem with their printers or not yet. You know, if they printed enough to have that come up with an issue. Anyway, so there's the Wham Bam flex plate installed on a CR10 heated build plate. There's not much else to do. That's the whole thing. It says right there, you can read. I don't know if you can read it or not. The reflection's kind of killing it. Right there, Wham Bam Systems. Wham Bam Flexible Plate System, it says on there. So that's everything for that. That's how you install it. That's how I installed it anyway, and it looks pretty clean. And I can pull the plate off, and I have the build surface on there, so we're pretty much all set there. Drop it on, done. All right, thank you for tuning in, and that's it for this until I install it on my printer. When I get ready to install my printer, I'll do a video on installing it on my printer. I'll probably end up dragging the printer up here to my office and putting it on the table here and doing the work on it. There's only one other printer which you can't see, which is behind the cameras, which is the head HE3D K280 printer, which is quite a huge printer. But I did a video on that, as did Shane Fuga. He did it, or Fuga, or I'm sorry, I said his name. Anyway, he also did a video on it, and it's a bit of a pain in the butt to get leveled properly. I'm having leveling problems with it right now after I moved it off of this table and onto above my computer that I have it sitting on top of right now, and I haven't been able to get it leveled properly yet. So I'm still working on that issue. Once I get it leveled properly, then I can print what I want to print. So it'll happen at some point, but it's not a hurry because I have other more pressing and urgent things to do. So that's where we are. Have a great day. Nice of you to tune in. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, well, don't say anything because I don't want to hear about it. I'm joking. Any constructive feedback is welcome. Feedback just to be a butt is not welcome, and will be reported as such. So, okay, that's it, and we'll catch you next time. Build it out later. Goodbye.